if you're a foodie like me, Las Vegas is certainly worth a quick little food tour because the food is amazing. Like those restaurants are crazy good.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Vegas is we talk and we think about the Strip so much, but there is downtown, there is outskirts, and in those different areas there are what I like to call regular places to eat, quotations, that offer food at regular prices, again in quotations, but I got to experience some of those as well. And it's like, okay, yes, if I want to do Wolfgang tonight, I can do that. But if I want to go to Hot and Juicy tomorrow, I can do that too.
Absolutely.
And that Hot and Juicy was good there too.
Absolutely. Yes.
So if you are interested in just kind of, varying your experiences, your dining experiences, it's free for that. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly
Sexy. I'm your co-host, Natasha Wilson, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host, Sincerely Jasmine, owner of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. Today, we're taking it to the West Coast. Go ahead, Jazz, sing your song.
I was singing and I can't sing. Viva Las Vegas. If y'all do want to give me a record deal.
A record deal from that one little thing.
I want to.
But yes, today's episode is all about Las Vegas. Yes. Where to stay, what to eat, what to do, how to maximize your coins.
Absolutely.
All of that.
Yeah, not gamble them away.
We'll get to it. Before we jump into it, of course, a little goddess mail from our inbox to yours. Take us away, Jazz.
Yes, this guy's mail was hilarious. So it was a young lady who literally put on, I would say about 20 outfits.
Not 20.
She had the grandma booty, all this stuff was on, oh yeah, you know how to cook some mac and cheese the way that was piled on. But all this to avoid those $100 baggage fees that they be trying to get you with at the gate.
So she stuffed all her clothes in her butt.
She was like, I'll be back. And
or in her pants.
Yeah, so she stuffed all her clothes in her pants, widened her hips and buttocks, and then put on about two sweaters, two long sweaters, which I often travel with just to keep me warm on the plane.
Definitely.
But yeah, she's like, I ain't paying them fees. And
wow,
I feel her because I'm not paying them fees either.
Child, ain't you never heard of takeoff luggage, baby girl?
Absolutely. Okay. That's all she had to do.
Because we don't want to pay the fees either, but is that comfortable? Come on.
And I'm like, do you get on a plane and then take it out your butt
and put it where?
Are you readjusting on the flight, or do you go the whole flight sitting with the clothes on?
Here's the thing. I understand that everybody trying to save a coin in this weird behind economy that we have. But I'm always going to choose my comfort, and I can't imagine just doing that. I'm just going to figure out a way to make it work, but come on.
Yeah, I was dying.
That's a lot.
So many questions. I'm like, is this real, for one? Did she take this
real.
stuff
She
out?
ain't the first person.
When she get on a plane, do you sit there and just sweat out all your clothes?
Now you need laundry service. Probably about the same cost as that $100.
Exactly. So I'm just I don't know, but I get it. We don't want to spend on baggage fees, so definitely take advantage of takeoff luggage. We will put our codes in the notes.
Because come on.
So you could just pay less than $100 for this bag and don't have to worry about them $100 fees.
I get it, but I don't. I'm stressed out. I'm stressed. Why are you walking through the airport like that?
It was hilarious.
And the funny part is our friends were like, yes, girl.
Yeah, put more in.
Friends, if you're watching, don't.
Do better.
Don't.
But I feel you.
And I know it might be like, oh, well, you're going to pay a $100 fee? That's not what we're talking about. I'm just telling her, figure out a better way.
They probably was on their way to Vegas and trying to save a little extra coin.
They probably was.
On their way to Vegas. Definitely giving Vegas or Miami.
To Vegas be making it do what it need to do.
Absolutely. It's your girls of Travel Fly Sexy.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at Travel Fly Sexy.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of Travel Fly Sexy, shoot us an email at info@travelflysexy.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
With that being said, let's break it down today.
Yes,
I'm excited. I can't even believe that, number one, it's episode 25.
Period.
Period. But how we've never talked about Vegas in 25 episodes?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's Vegas. Like, what?
We've talked about everything else.
So it's time to talk about Vegas.
It's absolutely time. It's very fitting for episode 25.
Excellent.
A quarter.
So let's get into Vegas. Let's start with places to stay.
Yes.
So we've both been to Vegas numerous times.
Yes, I love it there.
And if you know Vegas, you know you have the Las Vegas Strip, which is probably where most of the hotels in Vegas live.
I mean, the ones that you probably would either see or want to
the
be.
major ones.
Yeah, they're there.
All
there
the major
players.
players. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll talk a little bit about the Orange Strip, Off Strip, and then different areas of Vegas that you could stay in.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I've been there a couple times. Funny enough, both times I've technically stayed at an off-strip hotel.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I'm just obsessed with it. So I'll keep going there. The Palms.
Okay, great one.
The Palms, the Palms Place, because they have two. The Palms Place is more kind of like a boutique one, the rooftop pool, and the regular Palms is the big casino one, but they're attached. And I love that property. And like, keep in mind, when I say off-strip, like, it's a less than 10-minute Uber situation. Exactly. It's not far. And it's still very much near the strip, but it's technically off of it. And it's great.
You can see the strip.
You can see it.
You can see the Palms from the strip, but it's not on it.
And they do have a shuttle from the Palms that takes you to Caesars, I want to say. And now you're on the strip.
Right.
And then go about your business.
Okay.
So yeah, it's convenient. But that's my baby. I love that place.
Yeah, the Palms is gorgeous.
It's stunning. I love it.
So I've stayed at a few on the strip. I have stayed at the Luxor.
Okay.
I've stayed.
That's the one that looks like a pyramid.
Yeah, that is the pyramid theme. I've stayed at, I would kind of say it's off the strip, the Sahara.
So it's technically still on it,
strip,
but it's at the
very end of the strip. Exactly.
So they still call themselves
one of my
strip
favorite properties. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Really, Sahara.
Property.
That used to be the SLS. For those that don't know, that was the SLS, and now it's the
gorgeous
Sahara.
property. So yeah, that's on the very end of the strip.
Have a good club in there too.
Also on the end of the strip is the last hotel I stayed at in Vegas, the Stratosphere.
Oh, the Stratosphere.
The Stratosphere and the Sahara are, like, I would say, the last two on the strip. So like, it's the Strat, and then it's like the Welcome to Vegas. Like,
oh, really?
sign,
Oh,
like,
wow. Yeah, I feel like I went to the Strat, but that was to do the 360
dinner
in the sky thing.
Top of the world.
Top of the world. There you go. That's what it's called. But I didn't actually like see where I was going.
Yeah,
like, I didn't see the location, I should say, to realize it was the end of the strip.
I think I've only stayed on the strip. I stayed at the Harrah's too. Yeah, I love Vegas.
She hasn't been there a few times. Period.
So I've stayed mostly on the strip. Another great hotel that's off the strip and in like the downtown area is one of the newest hotels in Vegas, Circa. So I think I went
that hotel is dope.
Yeah, gorgeous. That pool, that rooftop pool, it's called Stadium Swim. We went for a pool party there. It's like, I want to say, I feel like this is a low number, but it's like 6 huge TV screens, or maybe 6 pools. I don't know, but it's so many screens, and like you go out there. I saw a picture from the first night of football. It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
It is one, like, if you're looking for a pool party, or if you want to go watch a game.
Now we gotta plan a trip to see
Circa
a Raiders
is
game.
the
I
hotel.
gotta look at the schedule.
Yeah, that if you want to just go watch a game and be in the mix, Circa is the place.
Yeah, if y'all don't know this about me, because we ain't been doing this show during football time, but football is here.
It's football season.
I am a football girl. So I'm not going to commandeer this episode about it, but just know, it will continue to creep into the episodes.
You should plan a trip to go to the Stadium Swim.
I just thought about that.
Yes. Game. Like, I think it would be a great experience. That pool was so good.
Yeah. Vegas has a lot of new hotels coming as well. I just saw that they announced a Fontainebleau that will be coming there next year.
Yep.
And I am very excited about that because if y'all don't know, go back and watch episode 23, I think it was, where we were talking about good places for quick getaways. Y'all know how I felt about FB, Miami. And now they're bringing FB to Vegas.
And I know it's going to be gorgeous.
Yes.
I know it's going to be gorgeous.
Can't wait. Yes.
And the thing I love about hotels in Vegas before we move on is like they're all resort style.
Correct.
So, well, maybe not all, most. You have that casino. You may have multiple restaurants within the hotel. It's so much going on. Like you probably got a Starbucks or a cafe inside. Like you really do not have to leave these hotels.
You don't. It's everything you need.
Everything you need is in the hotel. And we know, depending on the time of year, Vegas can get very hot. So you could really utilize these hotel properties to their advantage until you want to actually go outside.
Yeah, and some of them are pretty well connected, meaning like you can walk through hotels to get to different areas of the strip. So you don't have to expose yourself as much to that sun. In addition to that, though, sometimes in some parts of the year, Vegas gets a little chilly too. So it'd be hot, but it'd be cold too.
So you have that accessibility. So we love Vegas.
I know. And another hotel I mentioned before we switch off of areas is the Cromwell, which is this hotel that 𝗓𝗏 is in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I just love that. It's like a boutique hotel on the strip. And it just feels like, what's the best way to describe the Cromwell? It feels like a European hotel, but on the Vegas Strip. And it smells amazing in there. And one of my favorite restaurants on the strip is located inside this hotel, which is 𝗬𝗏𝗄's. Which 𝗬𝗏𝗄 is one of those Food Network. Well, I shouldn't even say that because let me put some respect on her name. Okay. Let me not just say one of those. No, 𝗬𝗏𝗄 is one of the OGs in that Food Network game. But her restaurant is fabulous and it has wonderful views of the Las Vegas Strip, and it's in the Cromwell as well.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, the Cromwell is wonderful. So if you have the interest in staying there too, it's a smaller one, but it's nice.
Yeah, and they do have 𝗓𝗏s in there, so that's like one of the littest nightclubs, day party, pools in Las Vegas on the strip. So you're in the place to be if you stay there.
Absolutely. You said you stayed in downtown though?
No.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of food, because you mentioned that restaurant, a lot of some of the top culinary experiences live in Vegas.
Absolutely.
Like some of the top chefs open their own restaurants in Vegas. So if you're a foodie like me, Las Vegas is certainly worth a quick little food tour because the food is amazing. Like those restaurants are crazy good.
Yeah. And the cool thing about Vegas is we talk and we think about the strip so much, but there is downtown, there is outskirts, and in those different areas, there are what I like to call regular places to eat, quotations, that offer food at regular prices, again, in quotations, but I got to experience some of those as well. And it's like, okay, yes, if I want to do Wolfgang tonight, I can do that. But if I want to go to Hot and Juicy tomorrow, I can do that too.
Absolutely.
And that Hot and Juicy was good there too.
Absolutely, yes.
So if you are interested in just kind of, varying your experiences, your dining experiences when you're in Vegas, it's great for that as well.
You have your highs, you have your lows.
Yeah. That Hot and Juicy was next to a massage parlor.
Oh, wow.
Where I got the absolute best foot massage of my life.
I gotta look into it.
Right, because there was a wait for Hot and Juicy.
Why not get a foot massage?
So I was like, it was the best $40 I've ever spent. Like, it was so good.
It's funny because I've scheduled a massage in Vegas and I slept through it.
Great.
So I've never tried the spa in Vegas.
But this was just one of those just like
quick one, too.
Quick joints. But
like you said, they have those
on a strip
those
mall.
spots that are just like, because Vegas, although it is a big tourist city, it's still just a city. So they have a lot of those things that are within the city, off the strip, that are reasonably priced. And just, like how we always say, if you're out of the country, explore the local culture.
Exactly.
Same thing with
very much the same thing.
The cities. You want to be able to actually step outside the touristy areas and explore that.
And that's exactly what I did. And I got a Hot Juicy.
And a foot massage.
That was a happy camper.
I'm trying to think of some of the foods that I've eaten that's like not exactly on the strip.
There's a lot of them though.
Yeah.
Like there's a good
So
breakfast
many.
place called 𝗬𝒐𝒻𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍. Slap your mama. Like so
And they only sell breakfast?
good. It's primarily breakfast.
Breakfast, lunch.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch. But
I love those places because they have
the
the best
amount
food.
of food, the amount of food, in addition to it being good and regular priced again. And
Love a regular
I say
price.
regular price because y'all know, we're depending on where you at in Vegas.
Yeah,
they be
Vegas
like,
can be high.
why are you charging me this for that?
Absolutely.
But go off. So yes, regular price and good. Again, off the strip in the neighborhoods, but fire.
We love it.
Yes. I'm trying to think. I did Wolfgang. Like I did a lot of fine dining experiences as well. The food going food in Vegas.
Absolutely. So some of my favorite dining experiences, I enjoy Catch, which is in the Aria. It's like a elevated, I want to say, seafood experience. But they have a lot of things to offer. But
I know, Catch is such a tricky. When people are like, oh, how do you describe the menu with Catch?
It's hard.
Tricky.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to say seafood
because it's like an Asian
called
seafood
Catch, but it's
steakhouse.
Asian. Yeah,
it's
literally,
like an
literally,
Asian
it's like an Asian
steakhouse.
fusion.
Like,
yeah,
it's so confusing.
It is
but
very
it's good.
confusing, but it's great.
Yes.
And if you're looking for, you may have seen like those that flower entryway. That's Catch. So very cute and aesthetic-y. Another place that was like cute and Instagrammable was Beauty in Essex. So they have a location in New York City, and again, the head chef decided to take a location over to Vegas, and it's so cute because it sits behind like a pawn shop.
Aww.
So you walk in and you're like, oh, do I want to buy like a vintage Louis bag, maybe a guitar, or do I want to eat? So you go into this little
Those are very different
doorway.
decisions.
Exactly. What do I want to spend my money on? But the food was so good. Like that was some of the best food I've had. And it was like a very nice experience. Like you can tell that it was a well curated menu, which I do appreciate about those fine dining experiences in Vegas. It's like, y'all did that.
Yeah.
Like, y'all thought this through.
I'm actually trying to think if I ever had a bad experience.
Yeah, I can't think
Because
of
I would love
nothing.
to tell y'all the tea on good and bad.
I can't think of no bad dining experiences.
No.
Like all of those restaurants are worth it. Up, here we go.
And I hate to put this restaurant on blast, and this is probably on me, but let me give you context before I say where it was. It was midnight. It was September 2020. So still technically pandemic-y.
Yeah.
And most of the things were closed in Vegas because they were still very much in, we're pandemic, but we open. So the only thing that was open was a motherfucking cheesecake factory. And when I say,
I love me some cheesecake. You know I love
normally, because I will go there still. I enjoy the ones that we have here. Dog, this was paper on the table. It was so bad.
I could believe that though.
I was like,
especially in the pandemic.
this is barely edible. And I am not being dramatic, y'all, because I know sometimes I probably could be dramatic. This was so bad.
I believe it.
I was like, why are you serving people this?
Just close down like
So
everybody
bad.
else.
Just
if y'all
close
don't have
down.
the means, just close down.
It was real bad. And I was real hungry. And I was like, it's midnight and this is what I have?
Oh wow!
I could have just went to sleep.
Crazy. Yeah,
Could have went to sleep. Could have ate sleep.
But then
like your mom used to be like,
Yeah,
go
eat
to you
sleep.
hungry, go to bed.
go to bed, eat, sleep.
So that's about the only one. But
Yeah.
other than that, A1 in Vegas on the food.
Yeah, A1, absolutely. I'm trying to think things to do in Vegas.
First of all, there's
always a lot to
plenty to do in Vegas.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on your vibe.
It does, because I think a thing to do in Vegas for some people is to get lit. And
Oh,
I don't. I was gonna say,
absolutely. Just
let's
the
not
strip.
negate that that's a thing to do.
The strip is a move. That's
Get
it.
your, what is it called? The grenade thing.
Yeah,
Is
those
that Vegas?
frozen, that's New Orleans, but
Oh, that's
close.
New Orleans.
The
Child.
same thing,
I'm
different
trying
cup.
to keep up. This is because I only drink old fashions, y'all.
She's not drinking them frozen drinks anyway.
So I don't even know what they call.
I want to say they have like Fat Tuesdays.
They have the
type.
Fat
Yeah,
Tuesdays,
yeah.
yes, and they fill the tower up with the margarita drink or whatever the frozen drink is. Yeah, and yeah, it'd be like
just walking up and down the strip. That's
people
it.
are
You
walking
get the
up and down the
drink
street
and
having
you
a
walk.
time.
you maybe take pictures with those girls, like, and that is a move.
That's
like,
a thing. Like, that's people's like, what are we doing today?
We're going down to the strip. Exactly. And it's a bunch going on the strip. Like, you had the water shows, like each hotel, again, like, these are resort style hotels. They're huge. So a lot of them have things to offer, whether, you can be maybe at the Venetian and do like a gondola ride. I know, I can't think of the name, but one of the hotels, maybe the Wynn, does like the water. The Bellagio does the water work. So that happens reoccurringly.
There are definitely tons of free things to do.
Just to do on the strip.
In those hotels.
Yep.
So I have a link that I usually share with clients, so I can drop it in here. And I also did a reel a few, at this point, years ago about free things to do in Vegas. But
so much
like
free
the
stuff
Wynn has a botanical garden free that you can go to. You talked about the gondola the rides, the Bellagio fountains free. Now I will say, depending on what time you're listening to this, I believe the Bellagio fountains will be inaccessible through the rest of the year.
Really?
Because of the construction that they're doing
to
build that, like, I think there's a race that's going to be there, like a big race. I'm not a sports girl.
I'm
not a NASCAR person.
But a big, whatever
But there's a big thing that's happening in the sports world that's in Vegas.
I feel so bad. That's what
it's a race, though. It's a race. Like, it ain't football, basketball, baseball. I don't really know.
It starts with an F, I think, guys.
Right. Go off.
Whatever the big race is, they're bringing it to Vegas, and that's what they're doing right now. So they're renovating around that to bring that experience to Las Vegas.
And one of the things that is kind of closed off now are the Bellagio fountains.
Speaking of free things, there's this new dome in Vegas.
The Sphere.
Yes.
The Sphere.
That's so beautiful. It's so cool.
And it's actually an attraction. Like, you can go inside of it. It's an attraction. But the outside
amazing
is incredible.
Yeah, we were in a little traffic due to those the construction that they're doing around bringing the race to Vegas. And our Uber driver was explaining it to us, and we just sat there and watched it, and it was like
it's pretty
the best little 10-minute show ever. So I'm like, if you have time to make your way around the what is it, the Sphere?
It's the Sphere. That's what they call it.
You just swing past, and like there's some great things being like artwork and different like little live visuals. It's really cool.
I don't even know how they did it, but they did.
Yeah, it's like 360. It's so cool. So it's definitely worth seeing, especially if you can stop past there in the nighttime.
Yes, because there was like some different hilltops in the Vegas area that you can drive up to, and you can get a great view of it just from like a parking lot or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the Sphere is lit, and of course, if you got a couple extra times and maybe a couple extra dollars, 'tis the season to catch a football game.
There you go.
Because that new stadium in Vegas, they did that.
Definitely, it's gorgeous.
They did that. What else? I think like there's so much to do in Vegas, and also like not at the same time.
Yeah. So since we're speaking of free, the 7 Magic Mountains.
Oh yeah,
which is just right outside of Las Vegas.
Yes.
So I went there when me and my friend had went like, I want to say maybe a year or so ago. And we were lucky enough to get an Uber driver who was so nice that he stayed with us out there. So this is in the desert. Yeah. So I will be very transparent.
Vegas is in the desert, y'all. Like,
and this is just right outside the city. So like once you're like off the strip, you're like in the desert.
Yes.
So the 7 Magic Mountains literally are in the desert. So you have to take a little drive. It's not far, but it's in the middle of the desert. So again, we were lucky enough to have an Uber driver who wanted to visit he wanted to see it. So he stayed with us parts. Nice. We took some pictures, walked around, and then, rode back. But just be mindful that if you do catch a Uber or, catch a ride, that you'll probably have a little wait because it is in the desert. But they're used to, picking up and dropping off in that area.
The cool thing about that is it was originally only supposed to be there for like 6 months.
Yep. And they can't get rid of it.
They love it. It's there. The people love it. And they're just
always
keeping
packed.
It there.
Like, no matter, we went like super early and I'm like, I need these people to move. I actually had to remove them myself in the editing app because the people were not going anywhere.
Hold on, I need that tea. I need that link. I'm terrible with content, even though I talk about it all the time.
Because so that's another free thing.
Myself. Some things to do that might not be free, but still great things to do is you can do the Grand Canyon tour from Las Vegas for like the day.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I'm all for seeing a seven wonder of the world when I can. So the Grand Canyon tour is usually an all-day experience, but bus picks you up in Vegas.
Yep.
Takes you out there. You can do, the Grand Canyon experience. It usually includes like lunch and then you come back.
Yeah, I've definitely sent clients on that. I myself haven't done that experience yet, but it looks awesome.
Yeah. And then, of course, ATVs are there in Vegas that you can do. And popular thing that I feel like you should do is the helicopter ride.
Absolutely.
Yes, the helicopter ride across the Las Vegas skyline, and in the evening, that's how you wow her, y'all.
Yeah, I also had clients
how you
do
wow
that.
her, y'all.
Absolutely. That's a good one. And then add the helicopter with the champagne.
Okay.
Killing it.
Another
thing to do.
It's gonna be a good night.
That I did when I was last in Vegas is to get a tattoo. Because you're in Vegas, you're drunk.
Great.
Why not? So they have a place called Coolsville with multiple locations throughout Las Vegas that offer $10 tattoos and piercings. Got my little travel tattoo. And I got another
so
one.
Cute.
So $10 tattoos, they have certain designs you can pick, but I'm like, why not? You're in Vegas. It's a way to mark your experience. And if you want to get a tattoo or a piercing, they start at $10, and obviously they have options if you want to pay more, get something different that's not included. But just something fun to do if you're a little adventurous like me.
The $10 tattoo,
spontaneous.
I was shocked when I saw you do that. I said, $10 tattoo.
And then when we were in Mexico, I was like, we met someone and I was like,
yes,
did you get that in Vegas? So it's really one of those things where you will know that people got the $10 tattoo. And she's like, oh my God, I was so drunk. I was like, girl, me too. So it's like one of those bonding moments, like, oh, I got the tattoo in Vegas. Like, you'll be able to notice, like, is that the Vegas tattoo? You too. We locked in.
Ain't no switching
got
up.
all these matching tattoos with people across the world.
But I guess that's a good segue into quote unquote cheap Vegas.
Yes.
Because we talked a little bit about it throughout the episode, but like, yes, Vegas can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be. So we already touched on some great things, and I think that tattoo hack is a good one.
Yeah. Especially if you really like, all right, being for a tattoo, then why not pay $10 for it?
Facts. And we talked a little bit about, just off strip versus on strip. You had some good like hack brunches.
Yes.
That you found as well that were like very inexpensive.
Exactly. And this one actually is on the strip. So I've been here several times. The place is called Alexis. But the brunch spot used to be called Hex, but I think they're just going by Alexis as a whole. But if you've seen Hex online, Las Vegas, you may be familiar with seeing that, but it's now Alexis. And they have bottomless brunch, which is hard to find on the strip. Surprisingly enough, because everybody's drunk in Vegas. I don't understand why.
Because they want you to pay per drink.
And that's true. Exactly. So Alexis got bottomless brunch. You can get bottomless mimosas. They have different flavors. And the food's great. Obviously, breakfast, brunch, lunch menu. But you cannot beat that bottomless. And you're right in the mix. So you walk right out. It's in, I believe, the Paris Hotel. So you walk right out and you're right on the strip. So you get a little tipsy. And then, like you said, you go get your frozen drink and just enjoy the strip.
Another one for me is Fremont Street.
Yep.
Right? Is that how you say it? Fremont? It's in the word, free.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because you can literally hang out there all day and probably not spend money unless you need a food or a drink, which you're going to need. But there are street performers, there are pop-up concerts, there is, just folks out there hanging. There's different exhibits throughout the times of the years, depending on where or when you go. And there's paid things to do as well. You can zip line through Fremont Street, which I think is cool and I think you should do. But that's a great way to experience old Vegas and not necessarily have to break the bank too. So put Fremont Street on your list.
Absolutely. And the restaurants on Fremont are also more reasonable, like you were saying, just being in like a more neighborhood environment in comparison to those restaurants on the strip. So if you are looking for like a happy hour or just like a cheaper dining experience, those restaurants definitely... And if you want to get those pictures with like the weird people dressed up and stuff, Fremont Street is the place to be. The people in the Spider-Man costumes and the girls with the handcuffs, that's the place to be.
And the girls with the handcuffs.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I'm done. There also are like casinos in that area. So if you wanted to do a little bit of gambling, you can. But I would just say go there and catch a vibe. Like that's where, the vibes are.
Yeah. And I would say probably the last cheap Vegas hack would be get on the list. So if you want to go out, you want to do the nightlife, like it's Vegas, you want to get lit. Whether it's a pool party or a nightclub, get on a list. Like it's people's jobs to promote Vegas. It's Las Vegas. Like it's your job to sell fun. So there's always a way to get free admission.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, wherever you're going for nighttime, whatever pool you're trying to go to, day party, there is always a way to get free admission.
Like the people are on the street and they're like asking you, what you doing tonight?
Yeah, talk to them. Like
they
I know
ain't trying to bag you. They trying to figure out what you doing
tonight. Yeah,
so
like,
they can put you on
they
their
will
list.
put you on your list. So don't be hesitant, especially girls group. You're like, this guy's trying to talk to me and my friend. And it's like, he's actually trying to help you. Like, so he'll help you and it'll benefit him. The more people that actually show up on their list, like they get compensated as like commission.
Exactly.
But I was like pleased to surprise every time that I get on the list. It's free admissions, often like maybe like a free hour open bar if you get there before, or maybe like 2 free cocktail tickets or something like that. Like, so definitely look and do some research and figure out what you want to do and if there's cheaper ways to do it.
There's usually a cheaper way.
Absolutely.
There's usually a cheaper way. With that being said, what's your favorite thing about Viva Las Vegas? I know, right?
That is a tough one.
I know. I can go first.
Yeah, you go first.
I'll go with the first thing that came to my mind was the food. And usually that's Jasmine's answer, but I'm taking it this week because when I tell you I've had some of the best dining experiences throughout Las Vegas, it's a thing. Yeah. Like I will travel for the experience. And, Giada's and Top of the World and, Wolfgang, like I can name a bunch because I'm always just like, who got a restaurant here? I'm going. And it's always stellar. So
absolutely.
Food for me. Even Hot and Juicy, Lucy's, like my off-strip restaurants experiences, bomb.
Yeah, the food really does it.
Bomb. Like, so it should have went first.
But I'm going to say the Strip. Like, just in general, the Strip is always a vibe. Whatever you're looking for from those free shows, externally, internally, like, there's always something to do. And the good thing about a lot of those hotels, like, you don't have to be a guest at the hotel to utilize the property. So if you do want to go in the Venetian and pay for a gondola ride, you can do that. So I think the accessibility and the variety that the Strip has to offer, like, and I just love being in one place and not having to, like, worry about going nowhere. Like it's all just right there. You can maneuver through the hotels. There's malls, there's shops, there's food, like everything's right there and walkable.
Yeah. That go to Caesars. There's so much to do in Caesars.
Absolutely. There's so much to do in all of them hotels.
It really is.
Like every last one. It's a great
it truly is. Yeah. Gotta love Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
Well, perfect segue into the traveling travel agent.
Absolutely, because y'all know that we be outside.
Right.
It's time to get y'all outside.
So if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next unforgettable vacation experience to life.
Exactly. So if you are looking to go Las Vegas or anywhere at all, definitely contact us at travelgoddessintl.com and we got you.
Period. Book the trip.
Trip, sis.
So our travel deal of the week is, because what we even talk about?
Period.
4 days, 3 nights in Las Vegas. And we're taking it to 2024, guys, now, okay?
We already in the new year.
Yeah, we let's go ahead and head out. Mid-January, a Saturday to Tuesday, quick little weekend situation. Round trip flights with American Airlines, because I like them today, from Philly, PHL, nonstop, and staying at a 4-star resort, the Linq Hotel Experience, which is on the Strip. All of that for $395 a person. You can't beat that.
You cannot beat that.
Like your flight and your hotel, round trip, nonstop, American Airlines flight, so your bag is included.
That's what I was about to say, in your bag.
Your bag is included, so you don't got to stuff your buttocks. Like,
you don't gotta do that. The $100 is included in the $350.
Sis really put all her outfits in her butt, so she had to pay the bag.
Everything
Nevertheless,
included.
all of that for $395. Okay,
and the Linq is a great hotel. I haven't stayed there yet. I've sent a bunch of clients there.
Yeah.
Definitely on my list. It's so many great options, but the Linq is like, I would say top 5 for me.
The Linq is great, and it's right on the strip, like
in the mix.
Literally in the mix, and it's attached to the promenade. So there's all the shops and everything where you find the what's the wheel called? It's not the Ferris wheel though. It has a specific name that I can't think of what it's called right now.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called either. I know exactly what you mean.
But there is that attraction.
Dang.
That's right in the proximity of the Linq. And I love that attraction because, yes, it's a standard Ferris wheel. And all the pods, it's pods. So it's not those little like cushions that you swinging on. They're pods. They're clear, so you can look out into them. But some of the pods have bars.
Oh.
Yes. So you could upgrade your ticket to this experience. I'm so mad I can't think of what it's called because I did it.
Think of what it's called.
I did it. But if you look it up, it's the only freaking Ferris wheel in Las Vegas. So you'll find it. But yes, you can upgrade your ticket to the bar experience. And for the 45 minutes or an hour that it's going around, you get a limited bar.
Is it like a mini bar in there?
Like it's a full bar.
And you can just make your own drinks and stuff?
No, there's a bartender.
Oh.
Yes. It's a larger of pod.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So that's the experience I did. So the Linq is great because it's positioned amongst all of these attractions in addition to it being a good property.
Yeah. $395 and you get a pie with open bar.
Okay. So if you'd like to book this travel deal or any of our travel deals, please visit our website, travelgoddessintl.com. This is one of our standard travel deals, so don't you worry. You can go find it easily. No membership required, but y'all know we're going to tell y'all to get that.
Gonna take you far.
It's going to take you far, and it's going to save you coins. But I digress. Time to get brunchy.
Yes, because we love brunch, Vegas brunch.
You do love Vegas brunch.
Yeah, honestly. Alexis, let's work something out. But this brunch, we are staying on the East Coast. I know I've been focusing on this a lot in these last few episodes, and I think DC is just calling my name.
It's calling.
That's what it's giving.
It's calling our name. We need to just go.
DC. So this is a bougie, fancy, bottomless brunch.
All right, make a reservation.
Very cute. Sequoia.
Okay.
Sequoia in the DC area. It's right by the waterfront in DC. And this place, first of all, is gorgeous.
Is it like National Harbor waterfront or more so in the city waterfront?
It's in the city.
Okay.
It's my first time being by the water in the city.
All right.
Like, because I was like, where am I?
Yeah.
So I forget exactly what that little piece of water is, but it's like in DC.
Okay.
And it's like sitting right on that waterfront, and it's gorgeous aesthetic, like beautiful place, big like floor to ceiling glass windows, glass chandelier, like just very gorgeous, like upper echelon aesthetic.
Right up my alley.
Bottomless brunch, I believe about $80 to $90 per person, but they keep it going. Like they keep you filled up the whole duration. And it's a brunch buffet.
Okay.
So buffet style, they have like a dessert buffet. They have like, like an omelet station, like very elevated buffet experience.
Yeah.
They had seafood, crab legs. Y'all know how DC, the DMV, y'all love y'all some seafood. So like premium seafood offerings, and obviously your average brunch offerings plus so much more. It was so good. Well worth the price tag. And I was real lit.
You always real lit.
Real lit. Like they wouldn't let the cup get empty. They was like, you know what, just take the carafe. I'm like,
say less.
Just leave it.
Thanks for knowing me. Right.
So Sequoia in DC. We gonna go, y'all, and get y'all a little recap.
Yes. Like we definitely need
it
a
was
little
so
quick
good. You
DC
would love it.
one too.
You would love it.
I love DC. What you doing Saturday?
Look. I'm gonna be in DC, y'all.
Period.
Updates to come.
Okay. Perfect. With that being said, last but not least, question of the day. So, question of the day, Jasmine. Would you rather a resort that has more restaurants or a resort that has more bars?
That is a good question.
That's a great question.
Especially coming off the fact that we was at the Valentine Imperial not too
Yes.
long ago,
Yes.
and they had a bunch of both.
Right.
But I would say restaurants because I like more variety when it comes to food. Y'all know I don't be drinking like that. So once I pick like 1 or 2 drinks on a resort, that's pretty much what I'll get.
Yeah.
So the options for the food, I'm like, I will go to 3 restaurants a day. Like little breakfast, try something different for lunch. Different place for dinner every night.
Yeah.
So the restaurants do it for me because I get bored with food fast.
I think it's restaurants for me too. Dang. I wanted to have a variety for y'all today, but we always got variety for y'all. Today, we the same, okay?
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
It's the restaurants too, but I think you made key points. Variety, options, and the day gonna be long, so you might as well get at least 3.
Exactly. If I get 3 different dining experiences,
A breakfast, a different for lunch and dinner,
and they're all enjoyable, great resort.
We okay. Unless you're at Playa, because I feel like we're going to plug Playa every episode.
We need a Playa
because
episode,
it's a strip. We're going to have a Playa episode. It's coming. But the strip on Playa has all these restaurants. So then I'm like, okay, you can give me more bars on the resort.
I agree. That experience, I would have preferred more bars.
I'm going to go off strip and hit one of these fine dining. It's not just regular restaurants. Fine dining restaurants.
Exactly.
So I think it depends on where my resort is located.
Absolutely, yeah. Because
if
I'm dependent on a resort for food, then I need those options. But if I do have accessibility to other options, because really, you only need a little bite for breakfast, a little something to, get your day started. But dinner is the star on vacation. So if you have good dinner options near the resort, yeah, I agree. But the bars, they all the same. They gonna make the same stuff.
They gonna make the same stuff, child. It's fine.
And they be all right. Stuff.
Unless it's a Don Miguel bar.
Yeah, unless it's a fancy bar and they have specialties, then
that's what they do. Then they got loose.
That's gonna be where I'm at the whole time.
Great.
Like the 𝗏𝒽 lobby bar. Love it. That's where
we
I'm
lived there. We lived there. What was our friend name?
I don't remember.
You gonna butcher it?
I don't want to just say something random. I don't remember.
Fair enough.
Go back and listen to the episode and tell us what his name was. We definitely had a friend at the bar, but I will not just say a random name.
And I will. So I'm glad she did it. Oh, God. Oh, I love it here. I think that's our episode today.
Yes.
Shout out to Las Vegas because we love it there too. And hopefully this information was helpful to you for planning your trip to Las Vegas, or let us plan it for you. Duh.
Period.
Be sure to like, subscribe, keep commenting and sharing the podcast because your feedback helps us grow and your shares helps us reach more people, which also helps us grow. So don't be stingy with your shares.
Yes, and we appreciate the feedback. Definitely leave us reviews and be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗏𝒴𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
episode of Travel Fly Sexy, be sure to email us at info@𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏sexy.com.
Period.
Anything else?
I think that's it, y'all. Thanks for tuning in for another episode 25.
25. Viva Las Vegas.
Don't forget about my record, dude. I'll be waiting.
That's all for today, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.